Nice. There we go. Okay. You don't have to ask me 3 times. Oops, sorry about that. What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are ready for Thursday. I got one screen today, so we're going to try to make that work. Let me just get everything situated. BEA, beautiful. And we got Adam in the house. Good morning to Albert, Amy, Anna. We got Andy Richardson. Good morning to you. Brian, good morning. Eric J. We got Jeremy. Good morning, Joe. Martinez in the house. Good morning to Matthew, Sebastian, Tanya. Wally's gonna rock with us. We got all my peeps out there in YouTube land. Let me just scroll up a little bit. No comments yet. You guys are being very quiet in YouTube land. Good morning to all you guys, all the lurkers in YouTube land. It's okay. It's all right. I still love you. Just make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button. And man, we'll see what the day brings today. It's been some crazy markets. Let's see. We'll start with the SPY as always. Let's throw on the daily. We've seen some pretty pretty violent rallies the last few days that have all given everything back. Today seems to be pretty much the same thing. We got a nice bounce off of a moving average yesterday. Beautiful looking hammer. We've got a good volume spike from yesterday as well. So there was definitely some volume coming in. Today we did have some jobless numbers as well, but the real question is, well, first of all, they came in line, so nothing too crazy. But yeah, this I think we had a little pop off of that, and then after that, nothing else really happened. So I still think if there is bulls in the market, they are some weak bulls for sure. I'm looking at really yesterday's VPOC is pretty much the close of yesterday. So somewhere right around, call it 426, but 425.99. And right now we are opening below that. If we somehow, by any stretch of the imagination, some type of miracle, make it past that point, I'm looking for 427.12 is going to be our resistance. That's where we ran right into yesterday. So that's a VPOC that has been already retested. Adam says, DJ, what moving average is that on the SPY? I believe that one is, let me just see in the settings real quick. I believe that's a 200 though. Is that the 200 or the 5? Let's see. That's the 500. Yeah, we bounced off of no, let me just go. That's the 200. That's the 200 EMA. Yep. That's a nice bounce though. At least we didn't drop that one. But yeah. It is very, I mean, the markets are oversold. Very, very oversold. It's a good looking hammer on the daily. That would be a, and again, I don't even, if I see that hammer with that volume and we could finally break out of that candle in a normal world, I would say that's a great bounce spot, and we should probably rally. I would think up until 434, 45 ish. If not fill that gap, which would be somewhere around the 438. But we've already seen, I mean, even this morning, any rally that we've gotten, we've given back. So I don't think we have those bulls there yet. I think on the hourly, let's just actually throw on the Momo real quick. Matt DeLong's Momo. See where we're at on the hourly chart. Yeah, we didn't even click in on the Momo to go bullish yet. So still weak. I mean, I think the best news for the market right now, even though we're gapping down, is that it's not a catastrophe of a gap down. We have some little sense of some kind of a bounce. I think this is a choppy morning. I think we have Jerome Powell coming in today too. Potentially. I'm not sure if that's confirmed or not. Is he talking today? I know Johnny Gorks was talking about Jerome Powell coming in and talking today. We do have on the Qs inside candle as well. Also below the VPOC. So it's not a strong open. My assumption would be we're right at that VPOC. This is gonna be tough. At least the SPY got to bounce off that 200. We're not even close on the Qs, so we definitely have a lot more room to head down on the Qs. I don't know that we get there today unless Jerome Powell is coming in. He is, but not. He's coming in at 4 p.m. And it's a teacher in town hall. Okay, so that's not going to be too crazy. Nothing too crazy there. Won't affect the markets, and I don't think he's going to say anything today at 4 p.m. that's really going to affect the markets. Then, if he was giving a rate hike at 4 p.m., I will be terrified, absolutely terrified. But I think we can survive that one. The Qs are gapping down again, just very, very slightly. We do have the same looking candle, but again, we saw where the 200 was on the Qs, and it's not even close. If we can get bullish, we've got actually good resistance above us. So yesterday's VPOC is 354.76, and then we have 355.19. So both of those are going to be key spots. If we could break through that, then we have some room up till probably about 358.55. That's and even before that, I think 356.22 is our first one. That one was already hit, so that's gonna be a little bit weaker. So yeah, if we go really, really bullish today, and any of that momentum from that wick is gonna hold, maybe stretch target 358.66. But again, every single rally has been getting crushed. Let's look real quick at TLT. Just look at some of the bonds. Bonds are just getting crushed. I think before we really say, okay, we're going to rally at all. Let me take off the Momo. Even the Momo on the dailies in the sell. Oof. I think before we look to actually sustain any type of hold, and we want to run bullish, TLT has got to start to reverse a little bit, but the 20-year treasury is down again, and I think that adds more and more weakness into the market. And that's not good. I'd probably have to remain short today. On TLT, it is a retest gap. Technically, it's going to move a little bit differently, but it is technically a retest gap, so maybe that gets bid up. I'm looking at VPOC from yesterday, essentially at the lows of yesterday. Nobody's buying. That's 88.30. So maybe that would indicate some kind of rally at open. That'd be fun. Otherwise, like I said, if this thing just continues lower, this will mark as soon as we start to get any type of reversal in TLT. I think that's going to be our signal that it is time to buy again in the markets. Otherwise, I don't know. We'll pull up some tickers. If you guys have tickers you want to take a look at, let me know. Actually, let's start with Peloton. They did make an agreement with Lululemon. I think for the most part, they've given most of that back already. Which would just be another opportunity to sell some rips. There we go. I was waiting for TradingView to come in, but yeah, 509. We were actually much higher than that pre-market. Let me throw on extended hours. There we go. We had a good rip yesterday at the close that got all the way up to $6.47, and absolutely none of that held. Peloton should have some extra volume today. It's also above $5 at least to this point, so we can trade it. But we're holding a VPOC from at least this morning. I think it was actually really good news for them because they need a lifeline, and that would be the lifeline. But anything really under 504, we probably come on back to a full retest. And again, this is so far not holding. If we go bullish, really confirmation is going to be 530 and higher. So if we get to 530 and we can start to break out, I think that's where we'd want to look more bullish. Otherwise, we're probably in chop fest. We'll take a look at Tesla. Run this one to the daily chart. Tesla is, we got to close at 240.50 and opening below 240 again. Not a great look for Tesla. Probably has some more room to the downside. I don't know if it win. Was that you or was that Adam? Somebody was like, I don't know. Tesla could be going to 234 yesterday. And we pretty much ran right to that spot. That was Adam. Good call. Great call. Yep. So 234 is already hit. That would be our next immediate target. At least a little bit of maybe support. Otherwise, we have to start looking lower, which would be 228.93, and then we'd probably have 214. But 214 would be a big one. The naked VPOC from prior day, yeah, bounced pretty perfect bounce off that 234 area. Granted, it did get a bounce with the rest of the market, so we did need support of the rest of the market to run. And there was a point during yesterday where just everything was running. If you tried to call the reversal, they finally gave you one. You should have been able to make most likely 2 R's in that move. But worst case, even if you were selling early and a little scared bull, which I get, you could have at least made 1.2 on most things. But Tesla is below yesterday's VPOC. Look for resistance 241.84 if we get some buying again. The TLT is actually a retest gap, so maybe we can get some buying. We do have a one level of support somewhere back here at 238.25. So we'll have to see how the market wants to hold. Probably at open, I would do nothing on Tesla. Just see if we can get down to that 238 zone, 238. Let's call it 238.50, but really 238.37. If we get down there, that should be our first level of mini support. Again, we've already hit that. We've retested. The trend is still down. So I probably most likely prefer to short and just continue to short everything. But especially if we get to, like, let's call it 242. If we get up to 242, that's where I would probably look. You should have your stops in that case. I would say above yesterday's high, because if we start to break that candle, we could look decent. Big resistance up there though. Can you cover AMD? Maybe bullish. We'll check that out as well. AMD held up really good. Let's start with NVIDIA and then we'll move on to AMD. NVIDIA's been holding decent. This one's actually still been pushing in. It's been a very tough one to trade, but we have very good support somewhere at 422.27. And we do have a lot of room on this thing. I've been watching this 15-minute for a while. We have really, I mean, again, we had one little pullback. Then we have 2 days. Still, yesterday was a higher VPOC than the day before. Or actually, today's so far is higher. And if we get in this zone, again, there's nothing really holding us back until probably 431. So I do want to continue to look bullish on NVIDIA. We are stepping up higher. Obviously, the bigger trend is down. But right now, we're still opening above the VPOC. Would love to see a little bit of a pullback first. We are inside day as well. But look for that 422 is hopefully support on NVIDIA, AMD. So a little gap up, not much, only about 5 pennies. Pretty strong day. We do have that 200 above us. So we're watching where the SPY bounced off the 200. If AMD could get going, and I don't really see a VPOC as to why this thing should stop, but that $99.90 target would be my zone I would be looking for. So especially in this type of market, if we could get there, I'm not going to hold for more than that. Rock is in the house. Good morning, The Rock. Yeah. Otherwise, support, and again, it is inside day. I think it's gonna be a little bit more choppy. I think we can hold for a pullback on this one. Look for 97, 98 to hold. If that ends up breaking, 97.46 will be your next one. But we do have two decent levels there that can hold. I don't like that bull trap that came in yesterday, though. We got above that one candle. We still have this gap fill. Bulls tried it once and then failed. So the bull trap's on the table, but we do have some support below us, and it was strong yesterday as the market was kind of collapsing. So we will have to watch out for that. Otherwise, we're really still inside this one candle, and that's going to make everything. Even though today's an inside day, I don't really care too much about today's inside day. I do see there's a bull trap, and really we're living inside this candle. So anything, we can't really go too bullish until really confirmation is 98.83. And then again, targets are going to be small there, so you can't really make your play past it. You can't wait for that confirmation. We do have a wick down here, which is a little bit of a bear trap, and just, I mean, realistically, we're looking at some kind of weird high wave if you're combining all those candles together. But it was holding yesterday, so I would look for continued strength in AMD. Again, NVIDIA looks decent. Maybe to hold. So we'll have to see. But yeah, Spotify, SPOT. My trading views slow on giving me some tickers. That does not look good on Spotify. I would expect a little bit of a bounce, even though this is a gap and go. See if you could probably look first level, and it probably again won't be a blind order, but look for some kind of resistance off of 152.24. So probably not going short out of the gate is the best move. It is a gap and go from yesterday, but again, we're living inside this candle, so I don't think this gap and go is going to affect it as much. It will add some more selling pressure to the stock, but I think we can wait for a little bounce. First spot again, somewhere around that 152. I'll call it really 152.42. If we can test yesterday's VPOC, and again, we still have one of those moving averages right there to hold us up. We got to see if that one would break. I'm seeing which one that would be. That's probably the 50, maybe. That's the 50. So we got the 50 holding us up. So we got support of the 50 right there. We've already tried to test into that one. This would be the second time. If we get a break, and again, I do like this thing to the lower side, but I think we get a little bounce first, and then targets would be about 149.06. Adam says at Rock, I heard you won the lottery. We all won the lottery. We got MU. So MU, I believe, had earnings yesterday. I didn't really see how they went. If I was to take a stab in the dark, it's either we're selling or yep, we're selling. if this was any type of a bullish move, I think that would have got faded. We're already selling. We're below yesterday's candle. That one looks good to continue short. I don't really. I think the next support is going to be probably around 66.17. In terms of VPOX, we don't have really anything till about 65.77. That is a pretty beautiful gap. We do have some support coming in on MU. They beat on all fronts. So surprise earnings. They were up 5.83%. And then on the revenue end of things, they beat by an extra 55 million. So again, fairly decent. You have really good support above us. Just another sign that nothing is time to buy in this market. It's almost as no matter how good something looks, no matter how good something looks, straight dumpage. Rock says, no one told me. No one told you won the lottery? It's all right. Just throw it into a trust. You'll be good. Try not to look at your mail around tax season if you win the lottery. It's all right. But yeah, it's still hanging in there. Again, we have a little bit of support. I would actually probably say bullish first, see if you get some buying, and then I think this thing probably rolls over. For MU, NEP. The next error. This is an energy company that's getting killed. You have to be a pretty poorly run company in the energy sector to get killed in this environment. Everything energy is going up. I think ExxonMobil is actually still pushing up higher as well. Wow. Was this so it's not earnings, it's off news. Next terror. Said on Wednesday it expects limited partner distribution per unit growth rate between 5 and 8%. So that's kind of a little bit of a bad outlook. Raymond James is overweight, price target 50, 58, 40 from JP Morgan. We believe NEP's long-term opportunity and drop-down acquisitions from NextEra Energy remains compelling. Not today, it doesn't. Every upgrade, I mean, take those all with grains of salt because they may or may not be influenced by outside sources. But every single one of the ratings is a much higher price. That is a gross looking gap today. I'm seeing where the support will come in on this thing. You are at a little bit of a level of support. That candle is horrific, though. If you're getting any type of a bounce, 39, 32. SPY and Qs went from gapping up to slightly struggling. Yeah. The problem is there's no such thing as slightly in this market. If you're going bullish, it is a full-on bull mode, but then they sell it as hard or faster and stronger than that entire move went up. I would look to short this thing 39.42. That is a very weak close. That is a horrible gap. We do have an open gap on this one. That's going to take a while for us to fill that gap. So I think there is pressure to the downside. The question is where. And I think shorting at open probably is going to be a mistake. So see if you can short a little bit higher. At least you get better risk rewards if you do so. All right. Apple. AAPL. iPhone 15 in stores near you. You could buy one, but make sure you sell your previous one, because otherwise when you're leaving your house, you'll probably get confused. They look exactly the same. Nothing has changed. Maybe one could be a paperweight and the other one could make actual phone calls. If cell phones make calls anymore, maybe it's just a Facebook phone. I'm not sure. A dedicated Facebook phone. Let's see. So still looking extremely weak on Apple. Nothing really changed. Again, inside day, look for a little chop, but all the pressure still is to the downside. Paul says mine's a dedicated trading device. Yeah. I don't know. Yep, nothing is really holding up Apple. More continued pressure on Apple. We haven't even let's throw a quick fib on this one. What do I got? 5 minutes left. Let's throw a quick fib on this move. I mean, I know it's an aggressive fib, but this one's not going to be from the exact bottom. Let's see if we get it on, but it'll be very close to it. I think somewhere about there, somewhere, just so we have an idea of the pullback. This is still only the 38% retracement. The 50% takes us to about 160, and then if we want to get really aggressive, that's going to take us closer to about 150. And we closed at 170 yesterday. That is a potential still $20 move. Every single penny on Apple is like, I don't know, $1 trillion or something. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, that's a lot more pain, and it's not a great open whatsoever on Apple. That was a horrible close below the 200. Apple, I will continue to look short. I do think we probably get a slight downside open. If that pre-market that we just had any type of rally, if that was not already that might already be us retesting into some of these levels. I wouldn't be shocked. Let me actually go into this. Did we have any bounce whatsoever? So the high of pre-market was 170.51. Where did we call out? 170.13. So we actually made a push through the VPOC from yesterday. None of that can hold. I don't know, guys. This is not looking good at open, especially if Apple's going to fall. The rest of the market probably comes with it. Like you guys are saying, we've not held anything, but the new iPhone is called Titanium. They're not going with iPhone 15. They stopped counting. IRDM is where it's a DJ. Nah, I don't know what that means. 200 SMA on the daily is 165. Paul, just FYI, yeah, you switched it over. I was gonna say you're on hosting panels, but yep. Oof. Oh, the case is made of titanium. Yeah, so that got me excited to even just watch their commercial. I'm not gonna probably buy it, but I'll watch their commercial over and over again. Let's see. I think there was at least one more in here. Amazon, AMZN, and then I'm also seeing M. Cromie and Fitch come in. So we'll take a look at that. That's at least kind of a different sector. I don't know. Amazon looks gross. Absolutely gross at the open. Not even holding the lows of yesterday. I don't see why this one can't even today come to 122.08. No, that's nothing held from yesterday. I hope no bulls held calls overnight. That's a good looking gap and go. The only problem is we've been selling into this thing. So there's probably some people short at open. See if we get a mini bounce. I would treat this thing kind of like a retest. But the question is not where it will go. It will be, where can I short? Unless we get some kind of weird. The only thing I'm thinking is that there is some options that expire tomorrow. And I was thinking about this yesterday. There's options that expire tomorrow. Everybody and their pet dog has been short this market. And I'm like, well, I just can't see the market wanting to pay everybody out on some easy shorts. So do we get some buying today or tomorrow is the question. And I think we do get some buying, come in, squeeze out any of the shorts, and then we'll see what we could continue on for next week. But I don't know. Maybe it's just so weak. And again, bonds are down. We do have a retest gap on TLT, so maybe we get some buying that pushes the market up. But I'm looking at these charts, and there's nothing impressive telling me that we should be going bullish anything. Let's see if I get to ANF real quick. But I think the market is about to open. ANF out at $54. How'd that happen? Nice little gap up on ANF. This is a retest gap. I would look to probably fade this one before going long. That is a good, interesting location. How far does this come back? Well, especially in this market, I would look if you're going to go long 54.13. But everybody out there in YouTube land, you guys are absolutely incredible. Unfortunately, this is the time I got to end the stream. Make sure you guys check out Real Life Trading. We do have free education. You guys can trade with us all day. We go from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. ANF already starting to come back. YouTube land, love you guys, but I'll catch you guys.